Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds 2016 featuring the top 4 deck by Liam Williamson using Darkrai Giratina. Now we had a pretty successful day 1 with the deck. Yesterday's Spanish video was also quite successful, I would say, although we did get a loss against Trevenant which was really surprising, but it can definitely happen. We simply couldn't draw too many things or anything really after the item lock, so that's why we lost. And now we're up against a water, metal, colorless deck. So this might be the water toolbox deck, similar to the one Paul Johnston used to get top 4 at nationals as well, at US nationals. It could also be a Mega Gyarados deck, judging by his sleeves and his deck box. And we do not get a very stellar start with the Shaman and the 2 enhanced hammers, but we do get to go first. So it is actually a Gyarados EX deck. Maybe not the most competitive, but we'll see how this goes. Now I attached to Shaman so that I could potentially retreat, and yeah, not gonna be a super exciting turn 1 like we had on the first day with, well, we could make it exciting by going for Hoopa here, but yeah, not gonna be the most exciting turn 1 because of the fact that my opponent, or rather our starting hand, was not too great. We can find Hoopa, so we can actually find Giratina to guard ourselves against that Gyarados, against that potential Mega Gyarados. We already have a double dragon energy rather, and one Darkrai is prized. So I'm actually gonna grab Hydreigon, not because I think its ability is going to be useful, or rather not because I think its attack is going to be useful, but rather because its ability might prove useful. And seeing how one Darkrai is priced and the fact that we are up against a Mega Gyarados team, I have a feeling that going the Giratina route might actually be more beneficial to us, and I'm simply gonna pass now. Still no max elixirs in for us. Getting rid of water, or not water energies, dark energies, will hurt our chances of netting energy through max elixir, but we could potentially power up Giratina this upcoming turn. Now my opponent does play the Regice, which means Hydreigon is now looking like a really good option. My opponent also benches a Jirachi, so he has really good protection against Giratina, you could say. Seeing Jirachi and seeing Regice, I think powering up Hydreigon is actually the smarter choice here. And I'm actually going to limit my own bench and reduce the damage he deals to me. And I'm gonna discard Shaman and Hoopa because they're really not necessary at all. And I'm gonna play as Professor Sycamore here. Get rid of my other Giratina, yes, but between Giratina, Hydreigon, and Darkrai, we should be good here. Now, what I don't want to do is attack first and potentially allow him to retreat. But if I hit an energy, well, I can start pressuring the Gyarados. He only has 3 cards in hand. He already attached a tool, so he might not have a way to retreat. And that could be important later on. Now ideally I need to KO that Jirachi first off before he can attack me, so that I can conserve my double dragon energies. So I need to find one of my Lysanders, and somewhat soon. My opponent actually he keeps flipping tails, which is great. But the Lysander, yeah, I maybe should have conserved my probably should have conserved my Floatstone just in case. And I'm actually not gonna Sycamore so that I don't get rid. I'm not gonna end because that would help my opponent. and I'm not going to Sycamore just yet because that would be another energy in the discard pile, and I definitely do not want to do that. So I'm gonna be patient here. My opponent versus Seekers, Lysander's up, Darkrai now. So not the end of the world. He gets another tail, so that's really unlucky. That's definitely really unlucky for him. I get to attach an energy to Darkrai. I get to max Elixir onto Giratina. So now I have a ton of darkness energy in play. If I had energy switch in the list, we would be pretty much golden right now because I could potentially get a KO with Darkrai. But having Darkrai powered up and my opponent not having too much of anything really is really good. And now I do find my Lysander, but now I do not have energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I use max Elixir, this might be one of the situations where I do not want to max Elixir. I'm gonna pass for now, but the reason why I don't max Elixir is that I actually want to have, I want to draw one energy so that I can attack with Darkrai. My opponent finally flips heads. He's not drawing anything to help his case, and one energy is definitely not gonna save him. And I get another Sycamore. So, okay, I play the max Elixir, but the thing is, I do not want so many things. I did not want to end my opponent, but I feel like I need to find an energy, and Darkrai is so fully powered up, but I do not find an energy. And if I find a float zone here, I'm gonna kick myself. Okay, I don't gonna keep the Ultra Ball, but man, these hands are definitely not helping me, and I might have given a really good hand to my opponent this time around. Hopefully not, but this seems complicated now. This actually seems complicated. He gets rid of Glacian. Yep, Glacian. Like I said, Regice is a big issue here. Regice is potentially a really big issue. He goes for Mega Gyarados. The other thing is, does he run Manaphy? You would assume he runs Manaphy so that he can free retreat. The advantage we do have is the fact that, yep, there's Manaphy. That we needed an energy. We generally needed an energy. And now he's gonna start healing himself. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Okay, we can 1-hit KO Mega Gyarados. So that's pretty cool. And let's see what we get off of this N. We get a, okay. So now we're only missing the Lysander. But we're in a pretty okay position. I would not be surprised if he runs Max Elixir himself, so he could definitely power up Regice, but what we need to prevent, what we actually need to prevent is Regice to get fully powered up. Now, okay, so I have enough energy now. He could attach another water energy and KO Darkrai. So, I wish I had a... Okay, there's two problems here. Well, there's quite a few problems actually. There are so many problems. I KO Shaman. But then I'm gonna discard so many energy. We're not in a good position, and especially because my Darkrai is prized. But okay, I mean, I'm gonna grab these two prizes then. Lysander was the key to this game. Find another Darkrai, that's good. Megaphone is probably irrelevant. He gets to heal himself, and if he has energy, he gets to 1-hit KO Darkrai. He deals... oh no, he discards the top 2 cards of his deck. That's all he does. Wow. Aqua Turbo, he's gonna end me. So he's looking for the energy. Definitely looking for the energy here. And then afterwards, I attack Mega Gyarados, he potentially heals himself, and he brings up Jirachi in order to get rid of my DCE, so my DD, sorry. So yeah, this is not gonna be fun. This is really not going to be fun. Especially because of the freaking rough seas. That's a huge problem for us. That's a huge problem for us. Okay, so I promote Shaman. Then I promote Darkrai. Well, with the Lysandre, this is not too bad. Yeah, this is actually not bad. I'm gonna Lysandre up the Jirachi, and I'm gonna take a KO with Giratina onto the Jirachi. That means he cannot attack Giratina unless he finds a Hex Maniac plus another energy. That way he could one-hit KO Giratina, but for now we should be okay here. And with the Lysandre we can potentially rather with the Berserker we can potentially one-hit KO. No, actually we cannot one-hit KO anything. So no max elixirs yet either, which is interesting. Yep, he's gonna power up Regice, and I have no way to one-hit KO it. I do, however, I can Lysandre it up, but I would need to Lysandre it up twice. No, boy. We are in a very difficult spot right now. How many Verse Seekers have I played? I've played one. Okay, so I can definitely afford to Sycamore here. And he puts back the Jirachi. That's not good. And he's gonna Sycamore himself. Ugh. Couldn't play the Fighting Fury Belt, that's really good, so he couldn't attach it to Regice. So I can still 2-hit KO, even after he heals himself, potentially. But the issue is he can free retreat anything he wants. Okay, so maybe my opponent doesn't 110 twice, doesn't one-hit KO Mega Gyarados. I'm in a lot of trouble here, guys. I'm generally in a lot of trouble. Now plays a Floatstone on Darkrai. Now I really wish my Lysandre could mean a prize, or yeah, but it won't. So Regice already has energy. Basically, or do I just end here? I guess I'll end my opponent. Sorry about all the background noise. I don't know why. Especially today, the street is really, really noisy. Okay, so no stadium still. The no stadium thing is really hurting me. Can't do anything else. My end didn't really do too much to better my position, but I guess it did. I took some cards away from my opponent. The issue is energy. I don't think I can win this unless he starts whiffing energy cards. Okay. He finds the Hex Maniac and the other energy. So that's pretty much game, because now Mega Gyarados can one-hit KO anything he wants. I need to find... okay. I need to find an energy. And I need to end potentially, but I cannot end because I need the energy so that I can power up Darkrai. Okay. Can I get an energy right now? Oh, damn. If I could have powered up Darkrai, I could have won right there. I generally could have won right there. Damn. Damn. Okay. So I Oblivion Wing, and now Mega Gyarados can be KO'd by Darkrai, so I need him not to have the Lysander for the win, which honestly seems really unlikely that he doesn't have it. There you go. Ugh. So we lose to Mega Gyarados. If we hit an energy there, I think we win with the max elixir, but like I mentioned earlier, that's the issue with the max elixirs, and I drew 2 energy off of the Sycamore. If I had drawn only 1, maybe I could have found one with the max elixir, but unfortunately that was not the case. And yeah, so we get our first loss in English. Mega Gyarados, man, I mean, kind of plays like the water toolbox matchup, except Mega Gyarados has a lot more HP. It can also one-hit KO whatever it wants, as you saw right there. And the fact that my opponent got the X-Maniac and the energy after our N was a tad bit unlucky, maybe, not entirely sure. Wow, if we had gone first, we had a chance to dunk my opponent, but instead he gets to Wallies, and now we are kind of out of luck. Sacrificing this energy is not ideal, but at least we get the Sycamore. That's really nice. My opponent probably won't do too much else after the Wallies, and if we find a double dragon energy, it might not be the worst case scenario. Might not be. So let's see. There's a Wallies, there's a Trevenant, and my opponent simply passes. So okay, I will limit my opponent's bench this time around. No reason to attach an energy. I'll just Sycamore away my item cards. 2 Verse Seekers potentially hurts. No double dragon energy, and nothing. Really, literally nothing. I might be forced to end my opponent. Next turn he gets a break, benches another Phantom per Remoraid, and attaches a Floatstone, and won't do anything else either. So if we had found an energy, we could be putting some pressure on my opponent, and we could potentially Light Pulse eventually. I'm sure he runs some sort of energy denial, and he has Octillery, so we start off with 2 Wallies. That's really nice. Gets to use Abyssal Hand, so he will definitely start to cause some havoc right now, placing only 3 damage counters, but it's not like we have anything ourselves. I do get a Shaman, I do get a Giratina. I generally do not want to play either, because they are simply targets for Trevenant. So what I need is to find dark Pokemon and dark energy. That's what I need. So I do find Yveltal. I'm gonna pass. No reason to bench it and to allow my opponent to damage it. Now, in an ideal world, I bench the Yveltal, I play the N, and I find a Hydreigon and an energy, so that I can retreat the Latios and start attacking and recovering energy, but it's not looking too likely. My opponent has 2 Trevenants now, so it's gonna come down to how well we draw after this N. Okay. My opponent uses Judge. That really hurts as well. Yep. Find energy now, but no supporter, no basic Pokemon. Nothing really to go for. And my opponent can potentially... We have 3 turns. We have 3 turns to top deck out of this situation. And none of these cards help us. So with our dark deck during this week, we might actually be 0-2 against Trevenant, which is really ironic. Really ironic. If this Latios had been a Darkrai, this would be a completely different game. Completely different game. And now we have to top deck. Nope. That's the game, guys. That is absolutely the game. So let's find another game, because that one was terrible. After our 3 wins on Monday's video, we get 3 losses in a row, which is never nice. And yeah, let's see. Psychic Lightning colorless deck. So what is that? What is that deck? I generally do not know. Night March. It's obviously Night March. I mean, it could be something like Manectric Crobat or Mega Manectric WoW-fed Garbodor, which is something that's been seen lately, or that was seen at US Nationals quite a bit. The triple Verse Seeker is not ideal, but it is actually Night March. So this is a rough spot because of our current hand. Discards a Stadium and a Trainer's Mail, so I wonder what my opponent's hand looks like, that those are the 2 cards he decides to discard before using Shaman. He had a Battle Compressor, gets rid of 3 Lampents immediately, plays down a DCE, and plays down Shaman for 5 cards. So I generally do not know what my opponent's last card in hand is. I generally do not know. Definitely not a Night Marcher, or else his Ultra Ball would have discarded it. Not a Battle Compressor, he would have played it before Shaman. Maybe another double colorless? Maybe. Not entirely sure. But we're not in a good position here. Unless I get a really sick first turn and I manage to retreat Giratina and get a KO on this Jolteon. I'm not liking my odds too much here. Now, okay, so I find a Darkness Energy. I'll discard 1 Verse Seeker and 1 Darkness Energy. Definitely gonna find Hoopa here if it's available to me. It is. And the Baby Veltal is actually priced. So that means if I want a KO, I 100% need to find another Max Elixir and hit both of them onto the Darkrai. So I get to do this, and then I get to attach to the active Giratina. Oh, and I need to find a Stadium as well. Yeah, I need way too many cards. I generally do not think this will be possible, but it's not impossible. I need a Stadium or a Floatstone, another Max Elixir. AC definitely can work. I'll get rid of both Verse Seekers. No, 1 and 1. And I'll find the other Shaman, because why not? Okay, with the AC, I do have some sort of chance if I find a Max Elixir. Well, the Max Elixir is obligatory, actually. There it is, okay. So do I hit it? I do. So I actually get to KO the Jolteon, which is really nice. Now, if my opponent return KOs, we are going to be in a lot of trouble, especially because we've wasted a ton of resources. But I mean, I attack here. There's no reason not to attack right now. Getting rid of the DCE is really nice. But my opponent now has 3 Night Marchers in the 6 Night Marchers in the discard pile. So all he needs is 3 more, which is just 1 Battle Compressor. Now, with the Max Elixir I got off of my prices, I can potentially do the same thing once again. I can promote Shaman, Max Elixir, and if I hit, I attach, and then I AC up the Shaman, and I get a KO that way. Yeah, he's gonna teammate, so he's definitely going to be able to KO me. To KO me back. And because I am using up the max elixirs, that means powering up Giratina in one turn will not be possible. Yeah. Okay, he finds Bunnelby and a Battle Compressor. So, what are the other two cards he has in his hand? Well, he's gonna draw two prizes as well. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 140. That makes absolutely no sense. Why wouldn't you? Wow. Why wouldn't you KO? Okay, so I'm gonna try and power up Giratina then. Because after I attack once with Giratina, that should be game. I do hit an energy. And I'm actually gonna play the X-Maniac to prevent any Shaman shenanigans. And after this turn, no matter what happens, if I get one attack off with Giratina, we should be good. Especially with having a Berserker, so that it can AZ up whatever he considers doing. He actually promotes Bunnelby and attaches a basic lightning, so he has basic energy. That means he most likely has Mew as well, so we're not out of the woods yet. He has Bursting Balloon for some reason. He actually has Bursting Balloon on in his list, but I'm still okay. He has a Lysander, so gonna have to conserve the Berserker so that he cannot Lysander up anything. But I cannot take the KO with Darkrai. I need to retreat and get the KO with Giratina. The 6 damage counter placement is quite irrelevant at this point in time. So this is gonna be a close one, I think, depending on how many basic energy he actually has. It really depends on that. And our setup looks strong, but we are actually very shaky because we have spent a lot of resources now and we've barely used any supporters or anything like that. He actually returns a Jolteon, which is really weird. And I find a Muscle Band. The Muscle Band is not really important. I'm gonna promote Giratina. Giratina KOs everything. Keep the Muscle Band in hand. I don't see any reason to play it. I will get the damage from the thingy, but well, it could actually be important because of Mew and basic energy. But I wonder how many basic energy my opponent actually runs and how easy can he get the KO with, or how easily can he promote Mew now. If I had a Lysander, yep. If I had a Lysander, then that would be pretty amazing. If my opponent chains Lysanders, which seems really likely because he has not played any Berserkers yet, we will be in a lot of trouble. We will definitely be in a lot of trouble. But my opponent actually doesn't go for Shaman. Wow. I top decked one of the best cards I could have top decked. My opponent actually doesn't go for Shaman, and there's the victory, yeah. So maybe he only has one Shaman. Maybe his list was not ideal or perfect, if you will. But yeah, definitely happy about that. And that's our third game of the day, guys. Really weird to lose. Oh, having really weird that I have lost already twice to Trevenant with a dark deck. But it happens. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Sorry about the loss, but there really wasn't anything I could have done there. And I will see you guys tomorrow for more Spanish action, or on Friday for more English action. Thank you guys. Please leave a like if you can, and bye bye.